And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Tuesday, October 10th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Tuesday morning, and we are on the air from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Glad to have you with us. And it is time for today's Health Minute, brought to you by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. You or someone you may know has likely experienced kidney stones. More than 3 million cases of kidney stones are reported annually. Kidney stones are hard deposits of minerals and salts that form in your kidneys. While some small kidney stones may pass on their own without any symptoms, larger stones can block urine flow and cause painful symptoms, including pain in the abdomen or lower back, blood or pus in the urine, difficulty urinating, frequent painful or burning urination, nausea, vomiting, chills, or fever, which may be a sign of infection and requires immediate medical assistance. If you experience any of these symptoms, speak with a urologist who can test for and treat kidney stones. And for more information, visit VanderbiltWilsonCountyHospital.com. Remember, Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital offers comprehensive services from the delivery of more than 600 babies to more than 6,000 surgical procedures each year. Their care is recognized, fully accredited by the state of Tennessee and the Joint Commission, and in addition, they've received national quality awards. And they certainly are committed to the community with more than 200 physicians, over 600 employees, one of the community's largest employers, with a payroll topping $38 million. All right, with that, today we're going to be featuring the city of Mount Juliet, and we do have with us this morning Deputy Chief of Police Michael Mullins. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
It is nice to see you today, and I just found out this morning, I think we had already heard this, but it hadn't really hit me, that we know that the current police chief is leaving, end of December, maybe?
December 15th is his last day. Hambrick.
Sometimes the names don't come as quickly as I'd like. Chief James Hambrick, he's been here many times on the program. And so middle of December, he's going to be gone. You're going to be taking his place.
Yes, sir.
Well, before we get into that, and congratulations, of course. This is a promotion. This is probably something you have maybe had in the back of your mind for a long time. You've been a policeman, but let's kind of start at the beginning here. You went to Lebanon High School, right?
I did. I graduated in '93. Shout out to our 30-year reunion was just last week. I hate that I missed it, but shout out to all my classmates.
One of whom is my middle son, Brian.
That's right.
And you used to play football with my boys in the yard and up along the street on Bosswood and probably other places.
That's right.
You remember that?
Yeah,
probably
I do.
Better than I do. But you grew up here in Lebanon?
I did. I was born and raised just off Coles Ferry Avenue. My mom still lives here. My dad still lives here. But grew up, born and raised in Wilson County.
Yeah, graduated from Lebanon High School.
Yeah.
All right, what happened after that?
So graduated from Lebanon High School, piddled around a few jobs here and there, and ended up landing in Mount Juliet in 1997. Actually started as a part-time dispatcher
in the police department.
In the police department, and held just about every position in the department at one point in time.
How is dispatching? Now I can imagine, but you started there. I'm going to guess you didn't get as many calls then as you do now, but what was that like in getting started?
Well, dispatching then and dispatching now is two different worlds. But when I started dispatching, we still had paper logs where you were writing down everything, and you still had a little punch clock where you were punching cards, logging the times and stuff. So it was not very computer literate back then when I started.
Yeah. How long did you do that?
I was part-time for about 6 months, and then full-time dispatcher for probably a little over a year before I went to the road.
You probably had some exciting calls and some times that you really remember, and then there's probably I'm guessing some dead time where there's not as much to do or worry about.
Yeah, I mean, that's the running joke in law enforcement, that it's 95% boredom and 5% scared out of your britches.
Yeah. Okay. After being dispatcher, what'd you do?
So I went to the road in 97. Chief Charlie McQuarrie blessed me with the opportunity to send me to the police academy, and at that point in time I went with 4 other Mount Juliet police officers, and we went to the academy, came back, and I spent probably 3 years on the road on patrol, and then I moved into a narcotics unit. Spent probably another 4 or 5 years there, moved to general detective, and then into administration.
Any particular one of those you like better than others? It's all different.
Yeah, the majority of my background is in investigation. I was blessed to work with some phenomenal people. Gwen King was, my supervisor for years, and to learn the wealth of knowledge that he had has helped me prepare for today.
Yeah. Well, we're just really delighted to see you today. How long have you been deputy chief?
I think I've been deputy chief it's probably been close to 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I don't remember how long Chief James Hambrick has had that position, but it's been a good while.
About the same. We came in when Ted Floyd took over chief. He promoted both me and James, and then Andy Garrett came in as chief, and we were moved up to the positions that he was moved up to deputy chief, and I was captain, and then when Chief Garrett retired, Chief Hambrick took over, and I just moved into his role then. So as long as he's been chief, I've been deputy chief.
Okay. Well, I guess he's got some great plans come December 15th. Has he revealed much of that to you?
So he's a well sought out man, but he has recently taken a full-time pastor position at a church in Franklin. But I know he's got some other irons in the fire with some consulting work that he's going to do.
Yeah. Well, it kind of, I won't say stunned, that's not the right word, but it maybe caught me a little bit off guard or surprised me a little bit when one day it just came out that he was a minister as well as police chief, and I had no idea. But he seems to have to play both roles really well.
Yeah, as long as I've known him, he's been pastor, and I know he pastored at Corona in Mount Juliet for a while. He's currently serving as the co-pastor of Cloyd's Presbyterian Church in Mount Juliet. He's been there for a while, and he just recently, this month, took over that position in Franklin.
Okay, all right. Well, he will be leaving. You'll be taking over. You've had you've had a lot of years actually in preparation for this, and it's I think you got to say you're well familiar with all that's going on and know the responsibilities of being chief. So it's just pretty much a matter of stepping in there and going to work, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been blessed. I've served under 5 different chiefs, so I've seen what has worked for them, and I've seen what hasn't worked for them, and I'm going to try to learn from each one of their mistakes and learn from each one of their successes and try to build on that. Chief Hambrick has left me amply prepared for this position. The department is running very well. One thing that's not going to change, there's always concern about how things are going to go when new chief comes in. But the Mount Juliet way of doing things, our culture that Chief Hambrick has established over the last 10 years, and the way we care for our community is not going to change in the least. Mm-hmm. And hopefully just build on that a little bit.
Well, I had to ask you anything about your family other than you mentioned your mother and father. You got any family to talk about?
I've been married. My wife will turn, I'm not going to say the year. She has a birthday this week, but I've been married to her for 24 years. I have a daughter that's 22 that lives in Johnson City, and I think I have 4 sisters and a brother, and everybody lives right here in Wilson County.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, We're very glad to have you with us. And MJ, if you're ready, it's about time for us to take a break here. A reminder, we do have Deputy Chief Michael Mullins, soon to be Chief of Mount Juliet Police Department, with us. And our program is brought to you by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup, they'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $59.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety checks. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I see heavy traffic right now leaving Rutherford County, Murfreesboro, trying to get up through the Hickory Hollow area towards Nashville on 24 westbound. It is also very busy coming through Hermitage right now with a heavy traffic volume that's coming in from Wilson County out of Mount Juliet towards Nashville. Out on the west side of town through Bellevue. Watch for a little bit of radar at times on I-40 east and west. Again, also out around Kingston Springs as well. Enjoy Smoky Mountain Fall Festival underway now through the end of the month at Ober-Gatlinburg. See those beautiful fall colors. Check them out at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Hey, this is Commander Chuck. We are celebrating our 30th anniversary right here on WANT FM 98.9. I've been on this radio station now for at least 20 years, and it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for listening to us here on WANT.
Happy anniversary, WANT Radio, from Dory Mitchell with Leadership Wilson and Radnor Realty.
This is Brother Kenneth Bowen right here. We'll call on God today. Happy 30th anniversary, and may God richly bless you.
This is Jeremiah Weiser. I want to wish WANT a happy 30th.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Where a patient starts their cancer care matters. And here, that means Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, Wilson County. It's Vanderbilt-level care without making the drive to Nashville. From screening to diagnosis to treatment and recovery, patients can get all the care they need right here close to home. So now, having the best care team and most advanced treatment is closer than ever. Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, making cancer care personal.
We continue here on a Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. Our thanks to Deputy Chief Michael Mullins, City of Mount Juliet, for being with us. Again, our program presented each Tuesday by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. I guess the fact that knew you when you sort of knew you. I mean, you came and played in our yard a few times, and but I'll be honest, I didn't know you when I walked in this morning. By the way, you got here earlier than Justin Beasley does. Justin, I hope is doing okay.
He's at the beach. He's enjoying his time off.
All right. And you said you were down in Florida a week or two ago.
That's right.
And we were talking during the break here. One of the things you do like to do, you're a hunter, but you also like to play golf.
I attempt to go to the golf course, yes.
Well, are there, when you become chief and having, how many total years you've been with the Mount Juliet Police Department?
26.
26.
26 years.
26 years. So you've about seen it all and you've done a lot of it. Are there any drastic changes that you anticipate making, or is it pretty much going to continue rocking along as you've been doing?
I mean, there's going to be some organizational changes that we're going to talk about and go through, but the culture of our department is going to stay the same. As any chief, I want to, maybe improve on some things. Chief Hamburg has improved and left me in a good position, and I want to leave the next chief in a better position. So officer wellness is going to be a big program that I plan to start sometime after the first year. I'm actually going to try to sponsor with your sponsor of Vanderbilt Hospital to to implement some wellness plans, a more comprehensive plan, something to talk about, not just the physical aspect of it, the mental aspect of it, but I want to implement spiritual, I want to implement financial, I want to implement a more comprehensive package of wellness so that...
Will that be a hard sell?
It's going to cost some money, so yes.
Well, what I meant to make this available and to sell it to the department that they're going to come on board and participate.
Yeah, it's going to be a gradual thing. It's not a all or nothing type of program. You gradually implement some things. We're going to start with implementing some things into training and come along with it. But the big thing is no one's going to be penalized. Nobody's going to be hurt by this program. It's only meant to enhance our current capabilities.
Okay. Oh, by the way, you were telling me during the break here, you have developed, I guess you'd call this some sort of a partnership with Cumberland University. You're doing a little bit at Cumberland. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Suzanne Lafferty reached out to me. I told her that I was interested in doing some teaching post-law enforcement, and she reached out to me, and I'm friends with the family, and she said, hey, I've got this class, and would you be interested in teaching? And I said, well, absolutely. So I started this semester as an adjunct instructor, and I'm on the books to start a class next semester as well. So
now, how often do you do that? It's not a daily class, is it?
No, it's on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay, so twice a week. Are you actually at Cumberland to do that instruction?
I am.
Yeah.
I received my master's degree from Cumberland, so shout out to President Dr. Strum and Bill McKee. If you've never met Dr. McKee,
I know Dr. McKee.
He'll search you out, and it's impossible to say no to that man.
Well, I think, honestly, Dr. McKee has meant so much to Cumberland in so many ways, and a lot of people are not aware of how important a role he has played over the years, because he's been there a lot longer than Dr. Stumm has.
He's a very impressive man, yes.
Yeah. Well, this is just another feather in your cap to go and instruct people. And what's a class like? What are you actually teaching?
This semester I'm teaching Intro to Criminal Justice, and I do think that's a big thing for law enforcement going forward. Right now, not just in Mount Juliet, not just in Wilson County, but nationally, recruiting is an issue. Getting people, young people, to come into this profession, it has grown difficult because of what's going on in the world right now. But for me, it's important to teach this class because I want to reach the young people and implement why this is an important position right now, why we need young people, that this is still an honorable position. This is still a noble profession, and we need good people to come in with the right mindset and lead this country.
Are you hiring in Mount Juliet right now?
Yeah, we actually have interviews scheduled tomorrow. It seems like we've been hiring for a long time, but that's not anything new.
Well, are you fairly adequately staffed? Or
oh yeah,
okay.
I mean, you're constantly chasing bodies, though. The problem is if we find somebody in tomorrow's interviews that is suitable for the Mount Juliet way of doing things, we make them an offer, we go through the background and through the hiring process, and that normally takes about 2 months. And then you get them in, and then if they're certified, meaning they've already worked for another law enforcement agency, you got to put them through the FTO phase, which is another 2 months. But if they're not, and you got to send them to the academy, then you got to send them to the academy, and that's another 3 months. So from the time that I make you interview you to the time I actually get you in my door and working is normally 6 to 8 months. And in the process of that, you may have lost somebody else, and you got to start it all over.
That's kind of a downer. I mean, that's a little discouraging, to be honest.
Well, I mean, you got to make sure that when you're putting people out on the road, you're putting qualified, professional, educated people to do the job the right way. You don't want to rush that.
Well, and I mean, let's face it, we all know policemen are human beings and they can make mistakes too and do sometimes. But we got to have policemen, we got to have law and order, we've got to enforce the law. And if we don't, we got chaos. And quite frankly, it's getting more chaotic in places in America. All you got to do is, I mean, when a bunch of people can run into a big department store or something and start carrying everything out, and nobody's there to stop them, that's chaos.
Right.
And it's getting worse, I think, especially in some of our bigger cities.
So, I mean, the Mount Juliet philosophy of policing is entirely based on community relationships and our engagement with our community, so that, to steal a phrase from Dr. McKee, you got a reservoir of goodwill. You got to have that goodwill built up, and you've got to have, relationships with the community before you need relationships with the community. So when then something does like that happen, you have support of your community to help you in however that situation needs to be resolved.
Do you feel like you have support of a great big percentage of Mount Juliet?
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're out and about. You have interchange with the citizens. I guess everybody, probably the police department to some extent, on a daily basis even.
Yeah, Chief Hambrick, and a lot of that goes to the credit of Captain Chandler, who will assume the position of my deputy chief when I take over in December. He will be promoted as well. But the relationships and the vision and the mission that Captain Chandler and Chief Hambrick have built, that we have built over that course of time, it is known throughout that department. That's an expectation. If you can't or don't want to engage with our community, you can't work at my agency.
Well, speaking of engaging, you've got 2 high schools. Do you have a presence, or you have a good relationship, or some things that you do with Green Hill and Mount Juliet High School?
Yeah, we do a lot with Green Hill and Mount Juliet High School. For an example, I'm really pleased with Mount Juliet High School. They have, for their graduating seniors, they do like a mock exit interview every year, and I participate in that. I know Captain Chandler does a lot with Green Hill. Chief Hambrick is everywhere. But we also do some things with Wilson Central. So that's, part of our community goes to Wilson Central, so we try to be engaged there as well.
Well, I guess Wilson Central's part Mount Juliet, part Lebanon. I don't know, kind of halfway in.
That's right.
Well, we got about 3 minutes left. Is anything we hadn't brought up that you in particular wanted to mention this morning? You told me 2 or 3 things when we started. I don't know whether we've covered them or not. I didn't write.
Yeah, I got to give credit to our Board of Commissioners and our city manager. We're actually supposed to be breaking ground for a new police facility. I think they're in the next 2 weeks. They're going to break ground, and that's going to move us out of the current building we're in and into that new building. Captain Chandler's driving the force on the new building, and good things are on the horizon for the city of Mount Juliet and the Mount Juliet Police Department.
Well, it's taken a while. It seems I want to think you've had your priorities right, but it comes a time when you've got to have new facilities. You've got to expand, and it seemed like in a lot of ways Mount Juliet's been expanded in the last few years.
The whole community's expanded. I mean, the growth there, and when you have growth that we've had, when you have the residential growth and the daytime, business growth, I'm sure that our population triples or quadruples during the daytime because of the commercial. Your police department has to grow with that, and with that comes growing pains of a new facility or more vehicles or whatever.
All right, we haven't really talked about specifics here, but traffic is something you deal with. There's a lot of cars on the road in Mount Juliet. The drug situation's always something. Stolen vehicles, burglaries, this sort of thing. Is any one of them that stands out as the biggest problem that you're addressing right now?
I mean, our LPR systems, I know somebody's bound to be on here to talk about our license plate readers. And every day it seems like, or at least every other day, we have stolen vehicles coming out of Metro into our jurisdiction because we touch Hermitage to the west. We have Antioch just to the south. And we're recovering stolen vehicles weekly. I think we're well over 200 recovered, and I think we've only had it a couple years. So
that's one of the things that.
Please lock your door. If you're listening to this, please lock your car doors. Please take your guns out of your car at night.
All right, we've about to the end of our time here this morning, but if you joined us late, Deputy Chief Michael Mullen, soon to be Chief, I guess December 15th.
That's right.
You will be Chief of Police of the City of Mount Juliet. I didn't even ask you, did you have a Board of Commissioners meeting last night?
No, we did not. It got postponed for the holiday.
All right, nothing to talk about there, so I didn't miss anything by not asking early, but enjoyed your visit, I really have, and I'm sure you'll, I guess we leave it up to Justin Beasley as to who comes, but he'll send you back, no doubt. You've done a good job, and congratulations again. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Coleman.
All right, that is part one of Coleman and Company, of course, presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. We hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower, 0% financing is still a thing. Now is the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated #1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're still working this wreck out here in Rutherford County. That's what we're looking at live. It's up against the wall on 24 westbound at Walden Road. It is aggravating that traffic just a bit coming out of Rutherford County towards Nashville. 65 southbound near Briley Parkway and Dickerson Pike. They're trying to work that wreck in Madison. Traffic's on the increase coming in from Mount Juliet. Right now, all the heavy traffic in from Wilson County on 40 west through Hermitage. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is hiring at all locations, especially the new location there at Tanger Outlet. Go by and see them in person or apply online at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man. Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
Fiddler's Grove Historic Village invites you to the 13th annual Ghost in the Grove event on Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the James E. Ward Ag Center. Storytellers will share history with a spooky ending. Take a mysterious trolley ride deep into the dark woods. Great family fun, food, and treats. $11 for adults 17 and over, $6 for ages 6 to 16. Discount tickets available online at fiddlersgrovetn.com.
Sunshine through the day today, warming up to a high of around 73. Tonight, increasing clouds. We'll see that low down to 46. Partly sunny skies for your Wednesday, high of 77. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Stormy Clausen.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on a Tuesday morning. Welcome to part 2. And we're ready to talk to Sean Dozier this morning about Hearthside Senior Living. Sean, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. It's good to have you back.
Well, I listened to you the last 2 Tuesdays with Jeff Dixon and Sarah Haston. They did a good job.
They did. I enjoyed being with Jeff and being with Sarah. They did do a great job, but I always miss seeing you when you're not here.
Well, here most of the time.
You are here most of the time.
All right. Here this morning. Sean is Executive Director of Hearthside Senior Living. If you're a regular listener, you know that. It's a retirement and assisted living community, and honestly doing quite well.
It's doing very well. You know, we are full in our assisted living. We're full in our independent living. We have some great residents in both campuses, and enjoy spending time with both groups. And today we're going to Lebanon Country Club with the assisted living. Going to have a nice meal over there, but you know, they enjoy getting out and getting to see people, and every time we go somewhere they see people out, and it's good to get them out of the building, and we enjoy doing that. And I was talking to somebody this week, and they said, do you guys take care of their spiritual needs? And I said, yeah, we do. We have a worship service on Sunday morning, and that way they don't have to go out of the building if they don't want to. Some of our residents go to their own church, but we have a worship service every Sunday morning at 10:45, and it's hosted by College Hills Church, and they have volunteers that come and do the service, and it really does help with most residents who don't feel like it or don't want to get out on Sunday mornings. And so we have our own worship service, so we do take care of their spiritual needs. We also have Bible studies during the week, so that's good. So we not only do we feed them well, not only do we take care of their emotional needs, Coleman, but we also take care of their spiritual needs, and that's important when it comes to our ministry at Hearthside.
Well, you've been somebody's been doing this since 1994.
Yeah, and they've been
not
me, but they've been hosting that service since 1994 too. It's been a tradition, and that's been great. But it's been going since 1994. Next year we celebrate our 30th anniversary. I see your sign here. Happy anniversary to WANT. But next year we'll be celebrating Hearthside.
Did Billy get you on one of those?
He did. I haven't heard it. You know, I told Susie.
He got me too, and I hadn't heard mine.
I listen to the radio station all the time, so I've got to check that out. But
I think you need to twist his arm.
I haven't heard you either, Coleman. Maybe we're on the same group.
Well, maybe so. Well, anyway, but 30 years for you coming up.
30 years we'll celebrate next year. We've got a committee that we're going to form actually next week at our board meeting, and we're going to talk about how we can celebrate not only the past but also look forward to the future. And I'm excited about that board meeting next Friday at 7 a.m. We have our board meetings Friday at 7 a.m. every quarter, but got a great group on our board, and we'll be talking about Hearthside 30 years. You know, I think back, we have a wall of kind of a wall of honor, and we have those names up there that people like Larry Locke and Dr. Morris, and I'm going to leave out somebody's name, so I better not go down the list. But anyway, it's some great people who helped start the Thorns, great people who have started Hearthside and who have volunteered over the years to make it what it is. And it truly is a great place, Coleman. I know it's a marketing ploy, and I get on here every time and talk about how great it is, but every time I drive up there, it's a great place. You know, it's not like we have issues, we have problems, but we solve them, and we move on. I was telling Mr. Hutto, you know, I had to hire some people last week, and you know, we had several applications, and we've got some great people coming on board. So even when we do have issues, we try to solve them, and we move forward.
One of the good things, I think, you're locally owned and managed, and that does mean
that plays a big difference. You know, I don't answer to a corporate board somewhere. I've done that over the years, and I've had to go up to Louisville several times when I was working for one company. Had to go to Atlanta several times when I was working for another company. My first company I worked for was in Parsons, Tennessee. You know where that is?
Parsons?
Mm-hmm. West Tennessee, going toward Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Had to go there for several years and had to answer to them over, you know, every little nickel and dime. It was a nightmare. I don't miss that at all. But if I have to, I'd go back to it. But I don't plan to go back because it is tough. You know, you have to, and they don't care. You know, they don't care who you are. They don't care, you know, what you're about. They care about that bottom line.
Bottom line.
And at Hearthside, we care about the bottom line, but that's not our main priority. We try to make sure we take care of our residents. And when people come to me, you know, our department heads, you know, usually the answer is yes. You know, we try to provide it for our residents, try to provide it for our families. You know, if they need something, we get it for them, no questions asked. And we got to keep the lights on, but we've also got to take care of our residents, and that's the most important thing.
Are you ready for a Hearthside?
Well, you know, I saw soon-to-be Chief Mullins, and I wanted to say hello to his wife. I texted her this morning, and she responded back and said I'm listening. So Tina Mullins is our Hearthside hello. She works as a hospice care coordinator, and she's in our building all the time, and I wanted to tell her and congratulate Chief Mullins, or soon-to-be Chief Mullins, and Tina on their recent success. Tina's a great person. I worked with her at Mount Juliet Health and Rehab, one of those companies I'm talking about where I had to answer to the corporate people. And she's great. She's, I mean, fantastic. She takes care of the family. She takes care of, she loves people, and that's what I can say about her and that whole family. So my Hearthside hello goes to Tina Mullins.
All right, and that about does it for Hearthside Senior Living this morning. I hope to see you next Tuesday.
I'll see you next Tuesday.
All right. Sean Doge, Executive Director, Hearthside Senior Living, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North, right here in Lebanon. We're just about 21 minutes before the hour. And Brian Hutto, the Director of Schools for Lebanon Special School District, is here. Good morning.
Morning, Coleman. I echo Mr. Dozier. Happy you're back. It's good to see you. Hope you had a good trip.
Had a good trip. Yes, I did. I missed 2 weeks here, but had some great replacements, and I hope I have said thank you, and I know I did sort of, but again, to all 10 of them, thank you for sitting in for me.
Nah, they did it. They did a great job. You were in good hands.
I think so. I listen most of the time. Speaking of good hands, you brought some good hands with us this morning, I think.
We did. We sort of previewed this last time we were here, Coleman. At Lebanon Special, we really try and stay on the forefront of all the things, and safety's always been a priority, but a special emphasis, I would say, it came from the state legislature, it came from the governor, and we instituted a lot of seen and unseen items, and one of the ones that you're going to see quite a bit, it's our Paws on Patrol program, and that's essentially K-9 unit that the district has allocated funds. The board got to preview this down in Tampa. We actually had a couple parents that brought it to us last year. We had an issue at a school where a gun was brought on campus, and had some parents did some research. We set up a couple of Zoom calls with this program, and I brought Officer Burton here with us today, and he's the handler for our K-9 unit, so I'm going to let him talk about what his day entails, but it's a special program, and when you see the reaction that kids have, so the cool thing about the dog is there's a therapeutic part to it. I mean, it's a big, floppy-eared, he's out in the truck here, so we didn't know how he'd do on the radio. But and it's a climate-controlled truck. It's rolling, and he's
great.
Quite comfortable.
By the way, before we say hello here to him, this is second week of fall break. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes, sir. Students will return back on Monday, October the 16th. So we hope they are enjoying their time off. I know the teachers were really excited about it. Saw one at the grocery store. She said, "I sure do love these 2 weeks." So gets a chance to recharge those batteries. Right. But yes, sir, this is our second week, and like I said, they'll return Monday.
Officer Dusty Burton.
Yes,
good morning.
Good morning. Thank y'all for having me.
Now, when soon-to-be Chief Mullins left, he said, "Give you a rough time."
Well, that's to be expected.
You two know each other.
Yes, sir, very well.
Well, it's good to have you with us today. I don't think you've been on the radio with me before, have you?
No, sir, I haven't.
Well,
Thank y'all for having me.
First time. We're glad to see you. How did all this come about, and how come it is you and not somebody else? I'm just wondering.
Well, they come to me talking about the dog, and then they post a position.
And by the way, you are with the Sheriff's Department.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff Bryan and the whole bit up there.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And I was the one lucky enough to get the position. But once I got it, I had to go to Alabama for 4 weeks to train with Blaze. And then now we're back. Of course, I know he spoke on, what my day-to-day entails. So pretty much I pick a school in the morning to go to when the kids are arriving. And we walk to school, we walk behind the kids as they're getting off the bus or out of the cars. And then throughout the day, I'll pick different schools to go by and visit and run lockers or vehicles or whatnot.
Well, is this something you were asked to do, or did you ask to get to do it?
I asked to get to do it. I'd always, thought being a canine handler was probably one of the greatest jobs you could have, but never thought I would get to do it because the SRO division didn't have canines. Uh-huh. And I've been an SRO for 10 and a half years now. But,
where all have you been?
So I worked at Lebanon High School for just about 8.5 years, and then I went to Wilson Central for about a year, and then I was at Mount Juliet High School for the last 3 months of last school year.
Okay, so this opportunity came along, and now you're the special school district.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's a lot of things we can talk about here, but what was, you said you went for 4 weeks of training and so on?
Yes, sir.
What was that like?
So that was actually very informative. So I got to go down there and learn basic dog handler skills, and also learn.
Well, how much of this did you already know, or did you know anything? Are you a dog lover particularly?
See, I've had dogs my whole life, but I've never had a working dog until now.
Yeah.
But that's basically, they told me basic dog handling skills, and then how to watch for him once he detects the odor he's trained in to find. And
okay, now so you are really a showpiece with that dog. I mean, and it's not something people have even seen at school until now. So this is all new, but that's to be an attraction is not really the purpose behind this.
Right.
There's a great purpose here, and of course I know you know that, but still you need to, as much as possible, and I don't think it'd be a problem with that dog to win over the students to become friends and to get to know them.
Right. Yeah, even the second day he was on the job, the kids already fell in love with him. And so that's like I was telling Mr. Hutto here, as far as the thing that surprised me the most is the morale boost in the kids. So, like, you'll see these little guys, especially the little ones, the first, second, third graders, they'll get off the bus or out of the car, and they're not wanting to be there. They're wanting to go home and go back to bed. And they'll get out, and they'll just be kind of grumpy looking, and then they'll come over there and they'll see that dog, and their little face lights up, and they want to pet him, and it just totally changes their whole disposition throughout the day.
And that's okay?
Absolutely. As long as they ask. I mean, if he's working, if I'm actively searching, I'd rather them not pet him because it distracts him. But if we're just standing there in the mornings and they want to pet him, by all means, come up and ask me. I'll be glad to let them pet him.
Yeah. Well, and let's see, you're with all the schools in the special school district. So you got
Yes, sir.
K through 8.
Yes, sir. Pre-K through 8 and pre-K through 8, and that was one of the draws to Blaze and to the Paws on Patrol program is that you can pet him. He's very lovable. And, sometimes when we talk canine unit, we have that picture of that German Shepherd or something you see at the airport, and he has those skills. He's a piece of technology, as the programmers at Global Canine would say. He's an expensive piece of technology. But there's also that human side to him that you really it makes you feel at ease. And like you said, he's working. I mean, he's taking in the whole scene, everything around, and he's a vapor technology canine. So he's looking for gunpowder residue. So it's the benefits that we keep seeing them every day, and Dusty's doing a great job with him.
All right, it's time for us to take a break. I've got Mr. Brian Hutto with us, Director of Schools at Lebanon Special School District, and Dusty Burton, Officer Dusty Burton with the Sheriff's Department, who has the K-9 unit. All right, a break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota High Performance. High horsepower, 0% financing is still a thing. Now is the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors rated #1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. That traffic volume has really increased coming out of Rutherford County into Williamson County on 840 headed towards Paytonsville. Heavy traffic flow right on schedule 24 westbound. Leaving Murfreesboro towards Nashville, we had that wreck earlier on 24 westbound at Walden Road. It slowed it down just a bit. Starting a little bit heavier now, just in the last few minutes on 65 southbound down through Millersville. Enjoy Smoky Mountain Fall Festival now through the end of the month at Ober-Gatlinburg. Check it out at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
I'm good and nice. Happy birthday, radio station.
This is Chief Folks with the Fire Department of Mount Juliet wishing WANT a very happy 30th anniversary.
Hi, my name is Sue Ann Bone. I'm with Our Sister's Keeper, and I want to wish WANT a happy 30th anniversary. Thank you for all your years of service.
This is WANT Operations Manager Bill Goodman saying happy 30th anniversary to WANT FM 98.9.
When it comes to Medicare plans designed to meet your needs and budget, there's no place like Farm Bureau Health Plans. We've got Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare Supplements, Part D, dental, vision, designed with folks like you and mine. Visit our office at 214 North Castle Heights here in Lebanon. You can see Charlotte Webster for your Medicare or other health plan needs. You can always get a quote for auto, home, life insurance, and also commercial insurance. And again, West Dugan, Farm Bureau, Castle Heights office.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Our final segment beginning now with, again, Brian Hutto, Director of Schools, Lebanon Special School District, and really a special program this morning, Brian, for us, for you to have Officer Dusty Burton here. And this is something new. You just started, and Dusty, you've done a good job telling us all about this, but you've had years of experience in law enforcement, but now you've got the canine unit. And,
yes, sir.
Now, you had training for this. Has there been any exceptional problems once you got this dog and you're its caretaker and it lives with you right at your house? And
I've had no problems with him whatsoever. I mean, you couldn't ask for no better of a dog. I mean, of course, we go to work every day, and then he comes home. He's off work. He's just like any other dog once we get home. So,
well, now you're responsible to take care of this dog. I mean, you feed him, you give him a bath.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yeah, he gets bathed about once every week and a half.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I feed him every night and every morning and brush him every morning before we go to work.
So he's kind of like a pet to you, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In a sense, yes, sir. He's also a tool.
Yeah. But, okay, so you go to school and these little children come up and they want to pet the dog and they ask, and that's okay. But then there are times when maybe a search needs to be made.
Right.
Is the whole demeanor of not only you but the dog kind of change at that point?
Yes, sir. He's actually very intelligent. He pretty much has realized now when we're working and when we're not. And, of course, if you could see him, it'd be easier to show you how this works. But he knows by my body language when it's time to work and when it's time just to relax, because we'll be standing in the hallway and he'll be kind of in a work mode. But then he'll eventually realize, hey, we're not working, and he'll sit down by me or he'll lay down, and then people will come up and pet on him. But now the instant that I change my body language and he knows it's time to go to work, he's ready to go to work.
How do you what would be the situation? Somebody comes and tells you we're wondering about something here, or is that your job to detect that? How is all of a sudden you're looking for something? What happens to trigger that?
So it could be one of two different things. So, I run him through the schools every day. We search the lockers and we search backpacks laying in the hallways.
Oh, okay, so this is an ongoing thing.
Right.
Okay.
And even though people are coming up and petting him, he may not look like he's working, but he's constantly sniffing people. And, of course, if he detects the odor of firearms or explosives, he'll let me know, hey, this person's got something on them. So it's kind of like you've been to church or Walmart or something, and you've got the person that wears too much perfume. They walk by you and you smell that perfume behind them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with him with gunpowder odor or, explosives. If somebody walks by and he detects that scent coming out of that scent cone behind them, he will drag me behind that person and let me know, hey, this person's got something on them. And he won't quit dragging me behind him. But now, like if we're going through a school and he goes by a locker or, say, a backpack left in a classroom and he detects that odor, he'll sit down and say, hey, there's something here.
Well, now, what are you mostly, is it guns you're looking for more than anything else?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about illegal drugs?
It's not something he's really trained on.
Oh, okay. So all right, this is a gun safety thing, really.
Yes, sir.
Is what we're talking about then. Okay. You had any instances that you can talk about so far?
Well, it's kind of funny. I have not found Thank goodness I've not found a gun inside of one of our schools yet. But I've had 2 instances where he's alerted on people inside the school. And one was a staff member, and he alerted on him one morning, and he couldn't figure out why he was alerting on him. And it was kind of like it dawned on him. He was like, this was on Tuesday or Wednesday. And he looked at me and he was like, you know what? He goes, I carried my pistol in this suit jacket on Sunday. So even after 2 or 3 days later, he could detect that odor on that jacket. And
That's amazing. But now he had to be taught this. Whoever teaches must really be a great teacher.
Absolutely.
And, where'd that take place?
That took place in Global Canine in Opelika, Alabama. So they're the ones that trained him on how to find the scent.
Global Canine, Coleman, they partner with the University of Auburn's vet school. And so they raise these dogs from pups. And they're essentially, they start their training from day one. And it's a really intensive process.
Well, what are the chances the dog could be wrong? Slim and none.
Pretty much. Now, I mean, he will alert on stuff, if it's not there, but had been there, days before. And I'm okay with that. I'd rather him take it, alert on an odor and me not find it as him not to alert on something and it be there.
Well, this is, I would think this has got to be a big deterrent just to know that he has such senses that I mean, even like you said, somebody that had a gun 2 or 3 days before, and this is still there that he can sense it. That's something.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
If there's been anything there at all, he's just probably going to detect it.
Right. Yes, sir.
And that's the whole idea. So safety's the whole idea.
Correct.
Anyway,
it's a huge deterrent, and it's just a visible reminder for our families that we're on this, and our board, Mr. Jones, Mr. Thacker, Mr. Tomlinson, this was first and foremost, and safety always has been, and I'll say that each time. But we really know with the way things are that we owe it to our families, and this is the only. There's one other dog in the state of this type. Yeah. So we're the first in Middle Tennessee to utilize this.
I'm wondering one other thing. If would this dog ever be in an attack mode to disarm somebody or?
No, sir. He's not trained that way.
He's totally a detective.
Yes, sir.
Detection. That's the whole idea.
And I tell everybody the only thing this dog's going to buy is a bowl of food.
But there's no reason at all for parents to worry at all about him doing any kind of harm to any child.
No, sir. The only thing he might do is get excited and bump into one of them, but that's about it. He won't bite them or do anything like that.
Well, this is an interesting program. Appreciate you talking about this. There's a lot of other things I know we could talk about, but do you get a break? I mean, you're with him almost 24/7 in a way. It sounds like.
Yes, sir. So. No, he's just like my dog, like anybody else's dog. So I mean, I take care of him. He spends all day with me, and we go to work and we come home.
What's the weekend like?
Well, me and him get out. I get him out in the yard and play with him, and then of course I farm, so I've got to go and do stuff. But I get him out, several times throughout the weekend. We walk and play with toys and do stuff like that.
Oh, by the way, you've been on school break here. What's the last week and up till now and this week been like?
Well, I got married last week, and.
I wasn't expecting.
Then,
congratulations.
Well, thank you. Got married last week, and then pretty much been doing a bunch of bush hogging and playing with the dog and getting ready to go back to work.
Okay. Well, Officer Dusty Burton, it's good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
You seem to have somewhat of a sense of humor, too. I'll bet you get along well with all these children.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we got about 2.5 minutes. Anything else you will be looking for everybody to come back next Monday?
Sure, everybody comes back.
Hopefully a good 2-week break.
Hopefully it is rested, rejuvenated. I know the teachers are ready. I see the kids in the grocery store, and they're always, of course, fired up to get back. So, of course, they'll start back Monday. Want to put a plug in, Taste of Wilson. I know Melanie Mentor will be on here, and you'll probably hear that's October 26th. There's a grill off. I think it's mine this year. We're going to grill off.
Are you competing with Sarah Hastings?
We did last year.
She's competing with you.
We did last year, and I'm going to tell you, I told Melanie, I got a pork loin that was 9 pounds.
No.
You ever try to grill a 9-pound pork loin? It was quite an ordeal. So hopefully we'll get a little different. But once again, that Taste of Wilson, it funds the chamber education grants, and teachers really utilize those in creative ways. So I want to make sure everyone comes out for that. October 26th, starts at 5:30, and then we look forward to seeing all of our families back Monday.
Well, I am really glad you mentioned that. I know we did a program on it actually last week, and I heard Melanie out here talking about that. But the money that's raised from that is such a good thing, and these teacher grants have been going for a number of years. And we used to have some of them out here on Coleman and Company telling about what they had, what it had meant to them, and some of them, some of these get something that goes for years and years, and that sounds even better to me.
They do, and teachers are so creative. They'll put the money to good use, and it serves our kids, and so it's good for the community, good for our schools.
Well, but we had talked about enrollment. Your enrollment about the same as last year.
We're up just a little, which is nice. So we didn't have the huge jump that we were forecasting. It's coming. We can see areas of growth, and that's the board just approved a boundary analysis. We're going to contract with a firm, really look at our enrollment, look at our trends. They've got a predictive model that'll give us good information. We're 4,300 students.
Okay. All right. Well, good to have you today. And again, Officer Dusty Burton, thank you so much. We wish you well. What's the dog's name again?
Blaze.
Blaze.
Blaze. Well, you take good care of Blaze, and he's going to take care of all the detections that needs to be done, and it's good to have you with us today.
Well, thank y'all for having me.
And Brian, we'll see you next month.
Next month,
thank
yes,
you
sir.
So much. Well, that is it for Tuesday, and I do hope you'll join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a terrific day.